making noise.
The gap between budget devices and flagship devices is decreasing each day. Budget devices these days are strong, powerful, well built, and there's not much of a compromise as compared to a flagship device. So let's have a look at Honor 6X, which is a sub $250 phone, and let's see how well it stacks up against its competitors in the market. Speaking of the design and build quality of the device, the Honor 6X surprised me. Not only does it feature a back aluminum housing, but also a very solid build. Surely the aluminum does not feel as premium as it would feel on an iPhone or a flagship device, but it is still aluminum and it's better than plastic. The bottom of the device has two grills, but only one of them is speaker and the other one is mic, and between the two grills there is micro USB port. I would have loved to see a USB Type-C port, but that's okay and I can deal with it. The top of the device features another microphone for noise cancellation and thankfully a headphone jack. The front of the device also looks good and beautiful. The bezels are respectable, and on the right side of the device you'll find volume rocker and power keys. It is not the most tactile buttons, but it gets the job done right.
Breaking, I guess it is the parent, I'm about to raise the stakes. Used to Medusa, I ain't fucking with you snakes.
The device features Huawei's own Kirin CPU, which is based off of ARM architecture, and it is Kirin 655 octa-core CPU, which is very efficient and fast. I'm telling you, for some reason CPU-Z is showing Kirin 650, but I don't know, it is Kirin 655, and that CPU is paired with a Malide T830MP2 GPU, which is just fine. The device has a 1080p display at 403 ppi, which is again awesome. Also, you can expand the storage of the device using a micro SD up to 256 gigabytes. Internal storage of this model in particular is 32 gigs, 3 GB RAM, and the secondary camera is an 8 megapixel 1080p shooter, and the primary camera of the device is a dual camera setup with 12 megapixels plus 2 megapixels, and that second 2 megapixel camera is used for depth recognition so that you can adjust your depth of field or aperture after taking the shots. Also, it comes with Bluetooth 4.1, A2DP, EDR, LE, and all kinds of usual stuff. Fingerprint scanner, of course, proximity sensor, and a non-removable 3340 milliamperes of battery. In day-to-day and daily usage, the device performs exceptionally snappy and snug. It never lags or something like that. It just flies through the apps. Regular multitasking is easy because of 3 gigabits of RAM. Although I haven't played games on it, but I'm sure that it will handle that with charm as well. Also, the fingerprint scanner of this device is exceptionally fast. Indeed, it is a lot faster than the fingerprint scanner on my Nexus 6P. It recognizes your finger every single time with almost 99% accuracy, and the speed is also very fast. You just have to rest your finger for about a moment and boom, you're done, you're into the phone. So this is the place where the Honor 6X shines from its competitors. Let's talk about Motorola devices. Motorola devices are essentially stock Android devices, and so they don't have all kinds of camera features and stuff. And Honor 6X camera comes with hell lot of features. It is loaded with features. You'll have to spend 1 or 2 hours exploring all the camera features of this device. Swipe from the right and you'll get to settings menu, which is again a very big tab, and you have to explore it in an hour or so. Also, this camera features Pro mode, which is pretty nifty, and the Pro mode is available in both photos and videos for geeks out there, so that they can fine-tune their images or videos or whatever they like. The front camera of the device is also pretty good. It is an 8 megapixel sensor, that means plenty of detail, but if you're using the beauty mode on the device, it just saturates all the colors. It just makes your face glow artificially brighter, and that does not look good. So I just recommend you guys turning off the beauty filter so that your front camera and selfie cameras come out to be more real. Surely you like more glowing face, but still. So here are some samples both in daylight conditions and low light conditions taken from Honor 6X camera. The one thing that I liked about Honor 6X camera in particular is how close it can focus onto objects. like Nexus 6P camera lags in this department. It cannot get the focus right on super close objects, so you cannot pull super beautiful macros out of it. Macros out of this device in daylight are pretty damn good. Like, see these images. Also, when you're using the dual camera mode, what you can do is essentially after clicking the picture, and even when you're clicking the picture, you can adjust the aperture of your lens so that you get depth. You can change the depth of field and create a bokeh effect if you like that. And surely it will not be the best low light performer, but considering the budget range of this device, it performs exceptionally well. Also, the video out of this camera came out to be pretty good. Like, the colors were good. Also, I got this camera flares which were looking super awesome, and this phone does not feature OIS or EIS something, but it is still fine. The video is not that shaky, and yeah, overall I'm pretty impressed with the video quality of this device. So here comes the software experience. To be very honest, software for me has been always a deal breaker when it comes to buying a device, because I'm a big fan of stock Android and how pure Android looks and works. But this time I was so bored with Motorola devices, their design and their update system. Since they were stock Android, I expected them to get speedy updates, but last year I bought a Moto G4 Play and still it hasn't got a Nougat update. And this device is also on Android 6.0, but that's fine because it has EMUI skin with lots and lots of features, and yeah, Huawei has promised, or maybe Honor has promised, that it will get a 7.0 update with EMUI 5.0 with more features and more additions and more bug fixes. So that's cool. That's cool to know. Surely the phone comes with a bunch of bloatware apps loaded, but most of them can be just uninstalled except a few Honor apps, and that's totally fine. You can just ignore them in your app drawer, or you can just use a custom launcher just like me and hide them away from your launcher so that it doesn't bugs you every single time. Also, the EMUI launcher does not look that bad because it's functional, it has got a lot of features and it's good. So the one thing I liked about this Honor device is that it has a lot of practical and useful features baked into Android right away. Some seriously useful features that were found in custom ROMs are just brought over to here and baked away right into this Android 6.0 with the help of EMUI skin. So you get options like you can tweak your display color calibration, which is again cool. You can customize your nav bar. Also, there is a whole bunch of functions and features oriented with the fingerprint scanner. So you can toggle that option that will allow you to swipe your finger down on the fingerprint scanner so that you can pull off your notification door, or you can just browse photos in your gallery by swiping your finger across your fingerprint scanner, which are pretty neat and nice features, and ended up being in stock Android as well. So that's the innovation Honor did, and like it ended up being a feature in Pixel and Nexus devices. Also, there is the floating dock option, just like iOS devices, where you can add a bunch of buttons or shortcuts to a floating dock. Although the software is good and it has some useful features, it is not 100% gimmick proof. Like, there are some theme sections where you can go ahead and change a bit of look of your device, which I just find a little bit of gimmicky, and also some gimmicky apps like Mirror.
Crazy, don't mind me. Say, boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. I'm in love with the shape of you. We pushing forward like a magnet do. Open my heart.
Let's talk about the battery life of the device. To be very honest, this is the most difficult part of video to address because there are a lot of variables. There are seriously a lot of variables when it comes to battery life of a device, because everyone uses the set of apps, the set of options very differently. Like, some use their phones on low brightness, some use on auto brightness, some use on super high brightness, some use LTE all the time, some are on Wi-Fi, and some guys travel a lot, they use location GPS, some guys surf the internet a lot. You can easily get through a day with some like 20% juice left with this device easily. So that's it for the Honor 6X review. Hope you guys liked it. I highly recommend buying this phone because this phone performs well in all the departments. So should you be buying this device if you're looking for a sub $250 phone or a sub 15,000 Indian rupees phone, I would say go ahead and buy this phone. This phone is best in this price segment, even better than the Motorola devices. So if you're out in the market and looking for a sub $250 phone, go ahead. Honor 6X is just for you. Do not be afraid. Thanks a lot guys for watching this long video, and if you appreciated the more stable and crisper shots with my new tripod, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.